Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a piece written by a Ripple executive, Marcus Treacher. He called this one, "Why Real-Time Cross-Border Payments Are Poised to Break Through." And this is on Ripple's Insights blog series. And it's a great piece. You know, when you talk about, like a revolution occurring in terms of whether money moves around the planet, like, we're talking about this. And it couldn't be more clear to me that this has to happen because there is no other solution. There really isn't. Unless you talk about, I should probably parse this out a little bit. So the first real use case that I think is going to have mainstream adoption for crypto is simply XRP being used as a bridge currency, and hopefully it keeps going that direction and becomes, increases at an exponential pace. It's already doing that, but hopefully it continues to go down that path. And it's interesting because you might get to a point where you might think that some people, just in terms of moving money around the planet, they could just do it themselves, right? And technically that is true. Like you could take your own XRP and just like send it to people and then cash out into whatever country you want, whatever denomination you want. If you have a bank account, so like technically you can do that all there. And maybe one day there is one or more cryptocurrencies that will be used in place of fiat currency, and then maybe you don't need this as much. But even if so, it wouldn't be the first use case. And what will happen? So like even if that happens, what if XRP really does become the global standard as far as being a bridge currency? And there's no other cryptocurrency being positioned for that particular use case. Once it's got the liquidity and it's got the staying power, even if there's this evolution where cryptocurrencies are used in place of money, well, once it's already all over the entire world anyway, is there a reason that XRP couldn't be that as the next evolution anyway? And so that's why when you're talking about all of this and like you're talking about a true global revolution, we're nowhere near the point where, in some sort of meaningful way, people are going to use cryptocurrencies in place of fiat. Like the truth of the matter is today, you're just adding friction, right? And so this is neat because XRP can be used in the background. You don't need mass adoption from everyday people of XRP for this to be used. You just have to have enough, pools of liquidity, right? And if you have the sufficient blend of price and liquidity, you can conduct transactions. And so that's the direction that we're all going here. But I love this piece, so I wanted to go ahead and run through this. Because to me, there are so many legitimate reasons to be optimistic for the future of Ripple and XRP that we don't even need hype. That's my opinion anyway. I want to be clear, I'm not a financial advisor, so you shouldn't buy or sell because of anything that I say or write. I'm not offering financial advice. No financial background here whatsoever. Also, if you would please delicately tap the like button, I'd appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. You need to treat yourself, girl. You deserve it. You deserve that. All right, so in we go. If the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us one thing... Oh, wait. Shout out. I don't want to forget this. I want to give credit where it's due. Credit to James Rule XRP, who tagged me along with a number of others, which led me to this piece. I want to thank you very much there. All right, if the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us one thing about payments, it's that speed, reliability, and on-demand access to money is critically important in a world powered by digital interaction. Our world may be forever changed, but... with that change comes the potential to optimize better ways of doing day-to-day life tasks, payments included. Given the current economic landscape, we recently posited that real-time instantaneous payments are now more important than ever. And there's a logical extension to this view, centered around the growing necessity and demand for affordable and immediate cross-border payments, solving for the glaring deficiencies of the current cross-border payment ecosystem is a challenge that must be overcome. And indeed, I was actually just watching a short video clip of Ripple co-founder Chris Larson, and in it he said, look, Swift, it's completely antiquated. It really is just a matter of time before it gets replaced. That's almost a verbatim quote from him. Just a matter of time until Swift gets replaced. There's only one solution that humans have devised to fix this problem. There's only one. Unless you think that people are just going to use cryptocurrencies at the snap of a finger in place of fiat currencies, which I don't think is realistic anytime soon. Outside of that, the only solution for this is utilizing a decentralized cryptocurrency with an open market value as a bridge. That's it. And there's only one being positioned for that. So how do you think this plays out? Anyway, he writes, currently stymied by antiquated systems and a lack of universal protocols and regulations, cross-border payments are way more burdensome for the end user than they should be. Luckily, that tide seems to be shifting. Powerful new technologies built on blockchain and empowered with digital assets are catalyzing a sea change in how money is moved around the world, with the potential to unlock enormous benefits for both individuals and businesses as societies worldwide continue to digitize. If you've ever had to send money abroad, then you're well aware of how frustrating the process can be. To say that the current infrastructure for cross-border payments is broken would be an understatement. It's a very slow, expensive process, and you don't know if or when your money will even arrive. Yeah, that's right. I think the failure rate, what is it? Is it somewhere around like 5%? I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around there. You can Google it and find it, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Anyway, this sits in stark contrast to the digital services we now not only expect, but rely on more than ever. Sending global cross-border payments should be easy, seamless, immediate, and cost-effective. However, the underlying systems, protocols, and liquidity management models underpinning cross-border payments are complex, restrictive, and fragmented. This means costly delays and high foreign transfer fees for the end user. Solving these issues is important for people and businesses worldwide, and especially important for payment flows to low and middle income countries like Mexico that would benefit from instant low-cost payments the most. And that's why I always say this. This is like the people that are going to benefit the most and first are some of the poorest people on the planet. Ripple is a force for good. This needs to be recognized. And that's why when I see the Bitcoin maxi troll types who are, especially if you're the down with banks, down with government, down with the legacy financial system types, you got to understand, like, if you could snap your fingers and have your way and Ripple and XRP are gone, like, that's evil. Like, if you could do that and you would do that, that would be evil. Because you're talking about the people that need this technology most. It's not getting to have that benefit. And there is no other solution. I'm sorry, Mr. Bitcoin ideologue. That's terrible. And if you don't recognize that if you could have your way, that would be harmful to people, you need to think through this a little bit more, because it's a terribly selfish opinion to hold. That's what I believe anyway. But countries and financial networks adhering to various standards is one of the main factors creating this fragmented landscape. The result is hundreds of closed networks that don't speak to each other, loosely interconnected with unstructured payment messages requiring high manual intervention, all of which contribute to a poor payments experience. To combat this, the International Standards Organization, ISO for short, established ISO 20022 as a universal standard to bring legacy payment infrastructures into alignment. But without a fundamental overhaul of these payment infrastructures, ISO standardization can only go so far. To really shift the paradigm and create the kind of cross-border payment services people and businesses need, modern technology needs to be applied to the payments problem to complement ISO standards achievements. Ripple's vision is to deliver this technology transformation by establishing a new global payment network called RippleNet, built on distributed ledger technology and tightly coupled with ISO standards. Consequently, Ripple has been a leading proponent of ISO 20022 and its mission to enable better global interoperability and an improved customer experience for payments. As the de facto global data standard for modern payments messaging between financial institutions and payment systems, ISO 20022 is currently adopted in 70 countries. It's estimated that 87% of global financial transactions will be supported by the standard by 2023. So, it's going to be here to stay, obviously. And Ripple being the adults in the room, is it any surprise that they're leading the charge for adoption? This common language helps financial institutions, banks, and payment systems streamline processing and cross-border payments, as well as strengthen regulatory controls. With increased adoption of ISO 20022, combined with the fresh approach made possible with RippleNet's distributed ledger technology, we can better shape the future of cross-border payments. The banks and financial institutions joining RippleNet are catalyzing the standard adoption and helping to jolt cross-border payment methods into the modern world, providing a truly frictionless experience to remitters, small businesses, and emerging digital marketplaces worldwide. Excellent piece, is it not? This is the vision. We're talking about ultimately the Internet of Value, which is simply Ripple's concept of money, value, moving as easily as emails and text messages do today. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And I can't imagine that world not eventually existing. Like, admittedly, we don't know what the timeline's going to look like, but can you imagine fast forwarding a decade and we don't have it? Kind of hard to believe. That would be kind of hard to believe. I can only imagine what the crypto asset class would look like, how far along the internet of value would be, and that's why this ride is so exciting, and that's why I personally am thrilled to be investing in crypto, specifically XRP, because we're at the forefront of this technological revolution, the way that money moves around the planet, and having skin in the game, it's just fun, for me anyway. I have a killer time doing this, but maybe I'm a weirdo. I am a dude named Moon Lambo on the internet, so, like, only take me so seriously. All right, I'm teasing. I'm done, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.